Camilo Storino is here. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing just fine. So, I apologize for not streaming yesterday. Due to the recent, the summer ending for autumn or fall, however you say it, incoming. The weather changes basically affected me more than I thought they will. Cheers. So, I kinda got a massive headache out of nowhere, and I've run out of painkillers in the house, so I had no way to mitigate the headache. You know, the type of headache that just makes you want to close your eyes and just, fall unconscious. It's not a strong headache, not like splitting headache, but it's just like dull, constant pressure. So yeah, it's most like the air pressure that changed drastically, which affected me, uh, kind of. So today I actually just think I'm just going to chill. And yes, in the background you see a rather old piece of art I made. It's just something that just struck me one time. I just made it one day. And actually, today, we're going to do some blender. I also have blueberries. So, we're going to do some blender work. I hope you don't mind. It's not really anything like important. I just want to chill today, and I actually got inspiration to work on that certain blender product, so I kind of want to, continue working on it while I still have like inspiration for it. Because like people with ADHD, sometimes like you get inspiration to do something, and if you don't do it, you're going to lose focus, you're going to lose that muse. So, I actually already did a lot. So what you can see here is some walls, some ceilings, and actually, let me show you. So first of all, I also have stairs here that will lead to a upper floor, but what I wanted to show you is this. So this is an old TTRPG map I did, or rather 1/4 of a map, because there is the bottom floor, there is an upper floor and top floor, and as well as basement. So there are like four-story building with 3 above the ground and 1 underground. So I made those maps, and I decided, you know what? I tried to make Vrchat work before. I messed up somewhere to the point where you cannot even enter the world because it kicks you immediately for some reason. Even though Unity says there is nothing wrong, the game, the Vrchat kicks you, even on desktop, kicks you back to your homeworld basically. And if you had set it set up as a default homeworld, as I did at that time when I was like updating this world and making it, it kicks you out of the default homeworld. So I messed up big time. Anyways, I decided, what the hell? I'm just going to make another attempt. And I've already did some structure work, some rooms. So this will be library, kitchen, pantry, war room, so to speak, on the map. Basically the com room, holo projector and whatnot. This was the dining room, quite big. This was basically the pool slash like you have those Japanese onsen, like hot springs, but this was like indoor one, indoor like those Roman bathhouses type of shit. Here was Forge slash workshop. I will be putting Forge later on, modeling everything. Here was the alchemical slash botanical room. So like a lot of pots and plants I will put. Here is atrium, the main entrance room, which also again has stairs to an upper floor. But this one I cannot make the floor and ceiling at the same time, because technically the ceiling of this room is the ceiling of the third floor, as basically this is an open space all the way up to the third floor. So a general dimensions, this square here is on the map, it's 1 square of 5e, so it's like 5 feet by 5 feet. But I did rounded it down a little bit to 1.5 meters, because Blender well uses meters. And to be honest, me IRL also use meters more than I use feet. Well, I live in Europe, so I don't use Imperial outside of tabletop role-playing games. So here I cannot really make ceiling, but we're just going to continue our work here, which is gonna mean a lot of Blender tool working. So yeah, this is more of a chill stream. Yep, minus 1.35. Boom. It's kind of repetitive, this work, so I'm here just to chat with you and maybe, you know, get your opinions on stuff later on. And yes, I do know a little bit of Blender. But not nearly enough, really, to but not nearly, I don't know nearly enough Blender to make like animated models. So like the Vrchat model of the character I'm using, right? I would not be able to make that in Blender. I mean, maybe I would be able to model the body, but rigging it, adding the bones, I do know at least how to add shape keys, but like making sure nothing clips, making sure that everything animates properly, that kind of Blender work is a little bit above my current abilities. So yeah, there is that. And I already noticed there is a small issue in here. There is a small issue. Don't worry. It will be fixed. Minus 1.35. Not 2.5, 3.5. Fucking fingers. I'm typing, I'm not looking at keyboard, and I mistype something sometimes. No. Oh, this is not 0.5. This is gonna be 6.5. Yup. And this is going to be 3.5 again. Yep. Minus 1.35, not 0.135. Anyways. God damn it. Yes, I'm already working under pressure. Even streaming a little bit is putting me under pressure. Okay, so looking at how this works, I guess the easiest way will be to mark those and extrude from those. Or is it extrude? Extrude. Extrude. Not excrude. I'm very crude, yes. 1.35. So yeah, this is riveting work, but it's very necessary because I need to make sure that everything is built to specification. Just like when you're building an actual building, everything needs to fit, everything needs to be done to specification. Otherwise, some heads are going to roll. Okay, so I'm going to skip a step in one place. One 0.5. So because like things are a little bit uneven here, we're going to do it differently. We're going to do a little bit of trickery. One 0.35, and now we're going to change our angle of attack. We're just going to select those lines. And we're going to move them 0.15. And this one, we're going to move minus 0.15 and 0.15 to make sure that it fits. It doesn't look perfect. It's not always going to fit perfectly, but hey, it will fit. As for this part, you know what? I can't be bothered. I cannot be bothered with exuding and doing a little bit of switch up because I will still have to delete those faces later on. So we're just going to delete only edges and faces, and actually just delete edges and faces in here as well. We will have to fix a lot of stuff later on, but now we can do this. So what I'm doing is I'm selecting those edges that I want to connect, and after having selected them, I just simply press F on the keyboard to quickly connect them with each other, which creates a face, aka a solid surface of a mesh. And now I'm just going to select everything, mesh, merge by distance, to make sure that all of those vertices are connected, that there are no two vertices, there are no two verticals occupying the same exact chords, because this is supposed to be a single mesh. So having disconnects like that can cause glitching. Like, for example, someone might fall through the floor because there is a pixel wide gap in the floor. That would be an OSHA violation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I am stupid a little bit. Okay, so now this. Now this is something. Let me select those two and those two. Let me back a little bit from it. Oh yeah, right, this wall is more complicated. So I'm just going to do extrude to 1.35, and then I'm going to switch to the edge. Don't mistake it for a Microsoft Edge, because who uses that? I'm not. No. I was going to like recommend you guys a browser, but that would be product placement, and I am not being sponsored, so I will not be doing sponsorship for free. I mean, to be honest, I am nobody here at this moment, so nobody will sponsor me at this very moment. But what in the butt? But that still doesn't mean that, you know, people can do whatever. I'm just going to make sure everything connects the right way. And it should, okay. So now a mesh, not normals, merge by distance. Okay, 8 verticals. So I am working on the first floor, yep. The second floor is gonna be a little bit more, a little bit more problematic, because I will show you. Because the second floor has a lot of individual rooms, many more than bottom floor. And the thing is how I do rooms. Like, each of these walls is 30 centimeters thick, approximately a foot thick, approximately 1 foot of thickness, which, to be honest, isn't that thick when it comes to walls. Certain walls of this building, specifically the outside edges and maybe those two and this third wall here, should be thicker. In actual building, they would be thicker, because those would be load-bearing walls. But still, this is a 3D model that will gonna be used inside Vrchat, that is made based on tabletop RPG map, which rarely account for stuff like actual thickness of a wall. Because the thicker you make the wall, the less you have room inside the room. And you know, in 5e, the grid is 5 feet by 5 feet. So how thick can you make the wall before it becomes so thick that a medium-sized character cannot occupy that 5 feet square? You know? And maybe you do know, maybe you don't. Minus 1.35. And let's do it again. Minus 1.35. And let's select all. Mesh by distance. Okay. So those two small rooms, by the way, this is a small, I would say, guest toilet. And this, well, the elevator, that will go to the basement. Oh, my hubris. I forgot to put a roof. I mean, putting the roof, the top of the roof, is kinda a moot point, and I will remove it later on. When I will, like, I try to make the bottom floor as its all enclosed unit for now. Then I will stack the upper floor on top of it. Then I will remove this little part, which is 0.25, so 25 centimeters, from both of them, and I will connect them properly. You know? Floor to ceiling. We'll connect it properly. So, it being here right now, as well as, you know, this 25 centimeters underneath the floor, that's gonna be redone at the very end. But I just like to have things done a certain way, personally. Because if you do something right the first time, then you don't have to do it the second time. If you catch my drift. Like a typical, like, what do you say? A solid rule about any craftsman, like whether you are carpenter or like blacksmith or machinist, like anyone, or a mechanic, right? Whatever you're doing, whatever type of technical skills you're doing, whatever type of crafting IRL you're doing, there is a golden rule. Measure twice, cut once. Like, measure multiple times the distance of the object, the distance you need to cut or something, before you cut. Before you, like, trim something or shorten something. Because the thing is, if you say, let's say you're cutting boards, wooden boards, because like you're making a bench or you're making a desk or whatever. Well, if you cut more than you need, then that's no problem. You can just trim it slightly, and you basically only lost a little bit of the excess material. But if you cut too short, well, now you have piece that is too short, and you cannot magically make that piece longer. Like no amount of you working your hacksaw or whatever is gonna make that piece of board longer. If it's too long, well, yeah, then just trim a little bit more. But if it's too short, well, you just wasted a lot of material. You either will have to find a different purpose that will require that long or shorter piece of board of like plank, or you just wasted material and you cannot use that plank for anything, and yeah, you've wasted material and wasted time because now you have to cut another one. So yeah, that's why it's important to measure. It's important to measure everything before you like begin cutting. Before you do an irreversible change to an object or a material IRL that you're working on, that you're using for crafting, measure the shit out of it. Not even twice, measure 3 or 4 times if you want. As many times as you need, but always more than one. Measure things as many times as you need, but always more than one. Because once you cut it, you cannot unmake it. Once you like slice a piece of material out of something, like once you cut let's say a rebar, like iron rebar, or once you like cut a piece of wood, or once you cut a piece of wire or cable or whatever, once you cut it, you cannot undo that cut IRL. You cannot undo that cut, and if it is too short for your purpose, well, then you just wasted material. And if it's too long, well, then you have to cut again, and again you're going to waste some material. Not as much as if it was too short, but still. So you know, importance of measuring. It's very important. Very important to measure stuff. Right. How many blocks is here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So actually going from this direction, going vertically instead of horizontally, is actually going to mean less steps of extrude. So yeah, that is precisely the reason why, as any form of craft, you measure the shit out of the project, and you reference the project as many times as you need to. If you have any sort of technical plans, if you're building something of technical plans, like let's say assembling IKEA furniture, because technically assembling IKEA furniture is building stuff out of technical plans. It's building stuff from parts to specification. So it is important to reference the plan. First, it is important to have a plan. Second, it is important to reference the plan. Well, third is important to reference the plan. Second is important to understand the plan. Because if you don't understand what you're looking at, in terms of like the technical schematics or whatever, if you don't understand what you're looking at, you're not going to be able to assemble it correctly. You're not going to be able to build it. That's just how real life is. So yes, the first step is to have the plan. The second step is to understand the plan. The third step is to reference the plan as many times as it takes. Oh my lord. My dear God. There is more. No. Oh, for fuck's sake. Bloody hell. Now this will not end well. I can already see a mistake I made while making the model. I forgot to account for that little separation wall. So that means now I will have to take a little more steps extruding it, sorry. Why do I said extruding? Ugh. Lach. I don't know if I use this. I don't know if I use the lach correctly. Probably not. Probably not. But yes. Yes, indeed. This will work. This will have to work. Ay! Ay, 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 my fat fingers. That's what I get for not thinking. I almost wasted material. And same here. Only adjacent faces, okay. And now I have to decide... Actually, yeah, that will actually work. Yeah. So let's do this face. Let's do this face. And the same upstairs. Oi. Wrong button. Why do we even have that button? Okay. Okay, so this will work like that. I should have done extruding it from this by one step. Regardless. this is going to work. Yeah, this is going to work. Now I have to do the same exact thing on the other side. Yes. Riveting gameplay. I mean, it's not a game. This is literally the digital version of crafting shit. But at least, you know, at least I can chill, I can talk with you guys more. I don't have to be as focused on this as I am on Dark Souls or similar games or like Soulsborne games. Because when I play the games like that, I do like to focus on the game entirely. So that, you know, when things happen in the game, I am like ready to react at a moment's notice. Oh, well, thank you for the follow-up. Thank you for the follow. At least I can tell that my stream alerts are working. That's actually first time somebody followed me on stream, so at least I know that the alerts are working. So that is good. Thank you, Lily. So about the work in Blender, let me put you up to speed. So what I'm doing here right now is I'm building, well, I'm building a building. So I will just show you. This is the D&D 5e map of my mansion, so to speak. Of a mansion of a character that was my DMPC. That was a quest giver for the party. So I am making this in Blender right now to make it into a Vrchat world. And one square on this map, and I don't mean the grid of Blender, I mean the, like you see, you can see the square of the ball of the floor. That is 5 feet by 5 feet. So approximately 1.5 meters. So yeah, I am translating something I did in Dungeon Painter Studio, which I do recommend. I believe it's free, Dungeon Painter Studio, I don't remember. For TTRPG map making, I am making it in Blender. I'm actually, it's not the first time I've made a buildings based on like a drawing or something. Actually, at some point in the past, I was taking commissions to basically model, make a 3D model, showcase models of buildings based on architectural plans. So like I was getting the plans from an architect and I was making a 3D model of a building based on that. No OSHA violations occurred. No, no sir, no, not at all, no sorry. What? What? Okay. Uh, something was misclicked. Okay, and now I unselect this. I mean, Blender isn't necessarily that complicated if you're making static 3D models. Like for example, making a building or making a static 3D model like sword or something, it's not that complicated. I fucked up big time. I can see already that I fucked up. Uh, but making an animated model, that's something that is beyond me. Making an animated model is something that is well beyond my skill set. Yeah, where the heck am I? Okay, this. This I fucked up. I messed up. I messed up. So let me just select those. But let me just select those. And let me just innocent faces. Let me get rid of it. I will fix it. I will fix it. But still, thank you for being impressed by me. What can I say except you're welcome? 1.35. Okay, now we're talking. You know what? There is an easier way to make this corner. There is an easier way. Okay. Now this corner. Whoop. I almost forgot about this. I almost forgot. But now I remember. I almost forgot. Okay. It's anyways, thank you for the follow. Very much. Okay. I am everything is the same color right now. So I do get lost in my own architecture at this very moment, but that won't last long. Okay. So now, now what do I do? I guess I continue over here to make the floor and the roof of this part. $1.35. 1.5, and then we just continue. Very, very riveting work. It's kind of monotone actually to be working like that in Blender. Like, people think that the Blender, the complexity of the program is the biggest like hurdle for people to like learn it. No, it's the just the monotony of the tasks. Like you repeat a certain step like I just do right now over and over and over, and it just gets a bit boring after a time. Anyways, cheers. Remember to hydrate. Always remember to hydrate. After all, we are made of water. We need water. Minus 1.35. Okay. And now the... I forgot about the floor. So Lily, how did you find my stream? Did you just found it randomly, or have you come from one of the servers that that there is a ping when I'm streaming? Ah, yes, yes. Well, I'm not really like streaming much on VRchat. Most of my streams are tagged as VRchat as well, because I am using VRchat as VTuber camera basically. I'm using a VRchat avatar to, you know, portray myself. And I'm using the spout stream function in VRchat to basically use a virtual camera. Also, the background music I play is playing in VRchat. I do hope my stream won't get muted because of that. Because I multiple times got like in like videos where I play this particular playlist, I get part of my video gets muted. But the funny thing is the video that the Twitch bot that Twitch AI that detects stuff tells me the track that is playing is from. It's not that track. It's not that video. It's completely different video with completely different music, so technically I am not infringing on copyright. Of anyone, really. Okay, so the bathhouse floor and ceiling has been completed. Later on, there will be a divot in here, and I will have to figure out how to add water to the VRChat map. How to add the pool, basically. Fun! Anyways, okay, so let me just do a little bit of measuring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 this way, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 this way. So actually, going horizontal will be less steps of extrude. Oh wow, I said it correctly this time. I normally say excrude instead of extrude for some reason that is beyond me. It might be just my ADHD brain. And yes, I am doing floor and ceiling at the same time because it's easier that way. It's 1.35. So anyways, Lily, if do you have any questions? Do you want to ask me something? Give me like a topic to talk about? Feel free to ask me any questions. I don't really have much secrets. I'm mostly an open book. You just need to ask. Just ask a question and I shall bestow the knowledge upon you. Sometimes the knowledge might be very cursed. I do have to warn about that. That's it, if you are still here. If you went away, and that would be weird, me talking to myself like that. I mean, to be honest, I am talking to an invisible audience. Because I never know if somebody watches me and simply doesn't type in chat. So I just generally just yap. I'm a yapper. So you are like you're listening to my stream, to me talking about stuff, and it puts you to sleep. I mean, if that helps, that helps. I'll take that. But yes, if you have any questions, anything like ask about me or about some topics, just ask. Do not hesitate to ask. The worst that can happen is that I simply will refuse to answer the question. I will not judge you no matter what question you ask. There is no judgment here. Well, to be honest, yeah, I started playing VRchat basically like a year ago, actually. Exactly like a year ago. Not exactly, but something about that. And basically within a month of playing VRchat, I downloaded Unity and I started figure out how to make my own avatar. And first I used the Vroid Studio and basically converted a Vroid model into VRChat model in Unity. And I still have that model. I'm not going to show you. I'm not going to show it yet. I'm not going to showcase. The stream with showcase of my models will be a separate stream, I believe. But it took me a while to figure out Unity. And I still haven't figured out it 100%. Like, there are a lot of things that I cannot do in Unity. But there are also a lot of things that I can. It's simply, I would say, me figuring out Unity and Blender. I kinda had a head start with that. I mean, Blender, to be honest, Blender I learned in high school. Because I went to an IT profile high school. So like a technicum. It's called technicum. And it's basically high school that is 1 year longer than the regular one. So at the time when I was going to high school was 3 years. Technicum was 4 years. And technicum is high school plus you also get classes from a certain job. And you basically at the end of it you get a certification of a job. I am a certified IT. I went to IT profile, so repairing computers, assembling computers, a little bit of programming, a little bit of graphics, a little bit of like 3D modeling. I had classes with that. I've literally learned it in school. So I guess I already knew a bit of Blender, and I guess figuring out Unity simply came easier to me because I already had predisposition for certain avatars. For not avatars, sorry. Predisposition for certain for this line of work, so to speak. And sorry if I like misspeak something or like mispronounce, or if like I forget a word for something. English is not my first language. It is my second language. It also is partially in my blood because I have tea flowing in my veins. Not literally though, but yeah, I'm a half Brit. But I guess I am just not a native English speaker. So I may be forgetting words. I may be forgetting how to say things. Yeah, I know. It's not that my accent is hard to understand because I don't really have much of an accent. I don't think I have much of an accent. I have like pretty neutral English accent with sometimes emphasizing certain letters more or less. But I may just forget how to say something sometimes. But yes, I am glad I am not hard to understand in terms of my speech. Hydrating. Cheers. Um, shots, everybody. I'm sorry. I do have a bit of ADHD. I do have a bit of OCD, so when something is not correct and I know I can make it correct, it peeves me. It peeves me when I see something that is like uneven, that is something that is unfinished, especially when this is something that I myself have a skill to make. So like I see someone made like a world, right? Or a 2D art, and I can see an error that I wouldn't make, I myself wouldn't make, and it can ruin a lot of things for me. But weirdly enough, when it comes to like movies and TV shows, for example, or like also video games, I don't really have a high standards. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, this TV show was bad," or they ruined the franchise. I don't care. I still enjoy watching the movies or TV shows, even if they are unoriginal, or even if they are not as good even if they are remakes that are not as good as the original. I still enjoy it. I mean, if I was going to nitpick at everything on a movie or a TV show, well, duh, of course I would enjoy it if I will point out every mistake and like be be an ass about it. Oh, would you look at that? We've actually finished the roofing of the ground floor. Huh. Would you look at that? I guess that means we can we can start making a second floor. Or rather, I will take a short break before we continue. I will take a short break before we continue because I do need to go for a smoke. Otherwise, I'm gonna get coughing fit. So I will be back in like 5 minutes. A 5-minute tops. See you guys soon. And we are back. Took a little shorter than 5 minutes. And to be honest, I am going to, speaking of like drinks, I am going to make myself a proper drink right now. Some whiskey and soda. A little bit of Jim Beam, which is not a good whiskey. It's good to be back. It's glad to see you still here, Lily. So yes, a little bit of whiskey and a little bit of black water. You know what I'm talking about when I say black water, right? I'm talking about two dark-colored caffeinated sodas that are very popular, one of which has a red label and the other has blue label. One is associated with sport events, the other is associated more with Christmas times. I am not saying the name of the brand because I am not being sponsored. I'm not being sponsored. I don't give free advertisements. Okay, I'm just checking my Discord real quick because I got a notification from someone. Good thing the notifications are not showing on the stream. Anyways, back to the blender we go. Cheers. It's been a few weeks actually since I made myself a drink. It's good to relax. Usually I don't. Yeah, I just call it black water because it's like, well, it's dark in color, it's almost black. And I do drink it like water because I basically only drink this. Aside from occasional tea or coffee. But I usually only like drink this type of soda. And I do drink a sugar-free ones. You know, the ones that have zero sugar in them, that I have completely zero calories. Because I am on a zero sugar diet. Anyways, let's go into the stairs because I need to make them wider. So I do need to make them wider. And I put stairs on a separate object for now because when I will be merging the building, the floors and whatnot, I don't want to accidentally delete my stairs. Okay, so now we're going to extrude minus 1.35 should make it so there will be no gap between stairs and the wall. Okay, now let's go to the other side and do the same with those. And extrude, sorry, not extrude, extrude. God damn it. I guess I was calling it exclude for so long that even though I know it's not said like that, I find it hard to switch. Okay, so now go back to this. Let's go to wireframe. Let's actually hide the first floor. Okay, this. Let's go like this. Let's... we're going to need to select two sections. Okay. We've selected. We're going to make first floor visible again. and we're going to Shift D, and now it's going to go 0.4 and 0.7. This should be the right height. Okay. This should be the right height. Although most likely it will not be the right height. So now I'm going to have to make the second floor. Actually, that might be the right height, given that it protrudes and this is still above. Let me select this into object mode and let me move this. Zero, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This would be 7, or it would be 8, 9, 9. Okay, so 9. Okay, good to remember. And now let's go down. All the way up until we start seeing this. It touches, okay. So 26. So I will need 25. So it's gonna be minus 1. Okay. So we messed up a little bit. So let's then select those two. They will have to be lowered, those steps. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. Yep, and that will work. That will work. Okay. So from this point onward, the rest will be in an actual floor. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. We have this. Let's go into object mode. Let's add mesh, plane, location 0, 0, 0, size 36. Let's go location 3 and let's actually lift it up. .5. Still not tall enough. 4 is gonna be too high. Four is too high. We're going to lower it up. Why is this trippy like that? Let's see if it lays flat on top of stairs here, because that is the most important. Okay, as close as it will be, so we can hide this. And now into edit mode. So it's 36, it has to be 42, so... Three in this direction, minus 3 in this direction, and then we scale it up to 1.5 and 1.5, and it should overlap pretty nicely. Okay, so we have 42 by 36. Okay, so now I need to subdivide. 36, 36, 36, 36. How to divide it? How to divide it? I could divide it by 6. So into 6 slices. And now each slice I will need to divide into 6 more. 6 times 6 is 36. So and this should cause no issue. It is causing an issue. Yep, I messed up. I've messed up somewhere. I messed up somewhere. Okay. I guess I need to do this before I scale. So let me just hide everything else. Let me grab a top view. Orthogonal. Because this direction it's actually 42, I messed up. So this direction is 42. No, it is 6. Wait a second. Hold up. fucking door. Okay, this 36 this way. What about this way? This 42. Hmm. Okay, I divided it wrongly previously. I previously divided it in the wrong way. Two cuts, three cuts, four cuts, five cuts. We have a 5 cut. Now, yoink. Five cuts. Okay, now it should be doing. Yeah, yeah. Listen, if you're that tired, you don't have to stay here. It's important. The health is important. Most important thing of all. Okay. So now I can scale it properly. That's what I said about measuring twice, cutting once. I failed to uphold my own. I failed to practice what I preached. The hubris. The hubris. Okay. So we have this now. Just gonna grab those. Hmm. Don't worry, be happy. Hakuna Matata. Um. Okay, what? What? Oh my god. Ah, I messed up. I guess I have to unselect this too. Yeah, now we're doing. Now it's fitting. Okay. This is gonna be painful. Making sure that everything works fine. I guess I do not need those. I guess I do not need those squares. I guess up to this point. So I guess I can just yeetus deletus all of those. Maybe except for those, because I will need the outer wall. Yeah, I will need the outer wall. So that will have to stay. Let me see how the stairs are going. Stairs are gonna perfectly merge with this part of the floor. Well, not entirely perfectly. I guess I will have to move them a little bit. Now they fit. How is everything over here? Should be fine. This will be fine. Yes, this will work just fine. This will indeed work fine. Yeah, Control S. Let's save the work, just in case we lose it. I wouldn't want to have to redo all of that. Let's select this. Shift D. -1, 5. Shift D. 0.3. Now I'm gonna have to do D here. And the same here. F. F. Press F to pay respect. -1.35. Yup. Precisely. Precisely. Let's hide this and this for now. The screen is too bright for me, and if it's too bright for me, it's going to be too bright for some other people. Okay, so actually, let me do this because I will have to do stuff. How many squares? Okay, so 4 by 4 in the middle. Okay. Okay. We are revealing. We're only keeping the outlying edges, which we're going to use ba-dum. Patum. To be honest, this place is more of a like hotel than a mansion. It's like 20 uniform bedrooms, plus 2 bigger bedrooms, plus one even bedroom plus office on the top floor. That is more of like a resort house or like a hotel than a mansion, than a typical mansion. But to be honest, there are mansions which would technically be a hotels as well, I guess. I guess that would be the case. Enjoy your ban for enjoy your ban, Gigili, for fucking advertising about viewership service. We don't want your kind here. Nobody wants bot viewerships. I'm sorry if I'm being a bit quiet. I am focusing right now and I'm focusing hard on my task. Okay, we are almost done. Well, almost done with removing the floor, which I will have to re-add later, but sadly that is the only way I can faithfully recreate walls, by keeping only the edges that are walls. So then I can do my whole shtick with and now selecting edges. Okay. Okay. Now we can proceed with the walls. But before that, let's save. And actually, I think I'm going to take a small break. I need to stretch my legs. I've been sitting for way too long today. It shouldn't take long. I'll be back with like 5 to 10 minutes. See you guys later. And I have returned. Hello everybody. Anyone who's watching or rewatching later. We're continuing our Blender project. We have already completed the walls and floor and ceiling of the bottom floor. And we are moving to top floor now. Which is going to be pain. Pain in the butt. Yeah, I did most of the work previously on the bottom floor off stream before I even started streaming, and it took me hours. Yes, unfortunate. Unfortunate, really. I guess I'm going to monitor, well, not monitor. I'm going to do stuff immediately with multiple parts. And I think I have a better way to do it now. We're going to use this tool. And we're going to say global. And yep, 15. I guess I do not need this. I do not need this. This is enough for me to work with. So I guess is that. And we're going to move this by 0.15. And now we're selecting the other ones. Did I unselect? I unselected. Okay. Now we have it selected. By minus 0.15. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to finish this later. Those parts. Right now, I'm going to select all of this wall. You know what? This is going to be easier, I think. Yes. This is going to be easier. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is definitely easier. Mm-hmm. Yup. That is definitely easier, faster. Why didn't I think about this beforehand? I have no idea. I have no idea why. Maybe because I'm stupid. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. Oh, for fuck's sake. Also, outside there is flashes of light and sound of thunder. Na 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 na. Thunder. The storms brewing. So if I suddenly disappear midstream, like my stream literally disconnects, that means that the storm have caught up to me and cut my power or internet. It should not happen, but just in case my stream suddenly ends without me saying goodbye, that it means that my power crashed. That means my power crashed, and there is nothing I could do about it, unfortunate. Unfortunate. If that happens. I doubt it will. Also, I've been talking for quite a long while before somebody showed in my stream to talk to, and there's only so long I can talk without having anyone to talk to. I know, just the fact that I'm talking to myself overall, or rather talking to potential but not guaranteed viewers, doesn't bode well for my mental health. I mean, mental what? That thing exists at all? I think my mental health is non-existent. Okay. I hear you, Zeus. Fuck off. I don't need you. Go away with your thunders. You fuckboy. And yeah, Zeus is indeed a Greek fuckboy. As most of the Greek most of all of the drama in like Greek mythology happened because Zeus couldn't keep it in his pants. I'm not joking. I am not joking. Google that shit. Google that. That is why. That's why. Yeah. because Zeus couldn't keep it in his pants. That is no joke. That is not a joke. I'm just making sure that everything is as it should be. Guess I will have to extend the manifesto here. Sorry, manifesto? What? I have no manifesto. What? Don't at me. I have no manifesto. There is no manifesto. There is no manifesto. Of any kind. No. 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 No, there is no manifesto. Why did I mention the manifesto? Why did I mention the non-existent manifesto? I guess I could write my manifesto. On stream? No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, that is stupid. Stupid. Blah. But yes. .15. What? No. Not this one, this one. These two. Minus 0.15. Okay. We are shaping our future. Sorry. Morgote, who gave you permission to speak, Morgote? I guess I'm going to do it that way. Minus 0.15. And 0.15. I guess, yeah, we're trying to match the angles and edges of the bottom floor. I guess I will change those because those will be the tall windows actually in atrium. Oh, it's bright. Maboroshi desu. I guess we can... Materials. Let's just do the material. Let's make it a bit darker so it's easier on the eyes now. Yes. Yes, now that it's darker, it's easier on the eyes. It's not as bright. It actually reflects the light. Nice way. Let's go. Okay. Ooh. The rain. I actually might need to cut the stream short. I really don't want to do that. I guess Zeus took offense to me calling him fuckboy. Do your worst, Zeus. I can take it. I am immortal. You cannot kill me. Point 15. And minus 0.15. I hate to leave the work unfinished. Or rather stream unfinished. But I guess given the rumbling of thunder, the flashes, it probably would be better if I ended stream right now. Anyways, I guess I'll see you guys next time. Peace.